Mallory!
Is it yellow ball?
You're here.
I am.
Shiro, how was your week?
Oh, yeah, it was fine. Good fun times. Yeah, new vinyls came in.
Nice.
And which vinyls were those?
Oh, yeah. Bloodborne,
Ooh.
Mega Man X,
Ooh.
Ikaruga.
No idea.
Yeah.
Ikaruga is an awesome shmup.
Yeah, I was actually listening to it earlier. It was
what?
great.
Shmup.
Shoot 'em up.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, think of like a way more intense Galaga.
Ooh.
Way more intense.
Way more.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Intense,
Galaga's definitely baby stuff compared to that.
Yeah.
That was hard.
Both good. Don't get me wrong. No disrespect to Galaga, one of the OGs, but...
No, Ikaruga is definitely worth checking out. Let's see what the fuck else. Still playing more No Straight Roads. Did end up double dipping. Got it on PS4.
Much better?
Yeah, much better than Switch. Yeah,
You double
so far.
dip the ship.
Yeah. A lot of Mummy movies.
Yeah, the first one you...
A lot of Mummy
Did-
movies.
The first one
finally
you
watch-
watched after...
Did you
Oh,
watch
your
the
voice
third?
got on that one.
Yeah, the first one you watched after we recorded
Shame.
last was the Dragon Member, right?
Okay, did you watch it?
Okay, so last time we recorded,
I'm sorry.
I was just finishing Mummy Returns.
Mm-hmm.
But a few
Classic.
days afterwards, I did watch Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, which was very forgettable. Like
Yeah, that's the thing that's worse. It's not even
Yeah.
really... It's not even the worst movie ever. It's just you always forget what happened.
yeah, it's just
You just
dumb
have Jet Li was
popcorn
in it.
flick.
Yeah.
The sun sucks.
If you're busy doing something and you've never seen it and you're going to have it on in the background to half pay attention to, it's that kind of movie.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
know what kind of bugged me, low-key? Is that Rick didn't age. Like, his son is, like, almost, like, a 20-year-old at that
Yeah.
point, and, like, Rick doesn't have gray hair. He's still...
What happened to Morty?
Yeah, it still looks fine.
Taylor Swift fist
and
pumping
then
that
then
dick.
not Rachel Weisz just sticks out like a sore thumb. Yeah.
They couldn't afford her this time.
Yeah, because imagine trying to showing her that manuscript and being like, so I was thinking, Rachel
Yeah.
Weisz.
You get to work with
Dude.
Jet Li.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only tempting thing about that.
That's like a selling point, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it was good because it had Jet Li, but unfortunately, even Jet Li couldn't save it.
It's not Forbidden Kingdom,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
Forbidden
That is a
Kingdom.
good movie.
Yeah.
Forbidden Kingdom would have
I
been
like
better
that
if it didn't have the nerdy white child.
Yeah.
But you need to appeal to your American
No, you
audience.
don't, because no one that didn't appeal to
Could've
fuck
just
all.
You know what
Apparently,
it
based on
felt like?
box office.
You know what Forbidden
was-
Kingdom felt like? Like one of those 80s, like, Last Starfighter.
Yeah,
That was
see,
the thing.
it's
That
kinda
was
like
trying
that.
so much.
That's
it
what
was
I'm trying to
definitely
do.
a callback.
But the
Yeah.
only things I really enjoyed was everything without that nerd.
I know.
Yeah.
Fucking Drunken Master, Jack
Now,
Chan
what
is
I
the
would love to
best.
do if I could make a movie, I would have one that starts like it's a callback to this type of like, you know, kid moving as
But then do a swerve and he's not there.
No, the kid just gets like decapitated within like the first minute. Like it's just a nerdy white kid. It's all hopeful, and he just dies. And then the other two characters are just like,
Pull some
"Fuck! Holy shit! What do we do?" And then they just go on without him, and it's
Oh,
just
wow, that's
that'd
not
be the
bad.
greatest. Yeah, but anyways,
Fucking
That's just like
Blumhouse,
Road
pull some hereditary shit there.
Oh, jeez.
what other
Oh,
mummy?
man. Oh, then.
Oh, wait, I was gonna do it.
Oh, all
You're
lady.
doing the thing, right?
I know that's why I started right away.
Jeez. Wow. Nice.
I was gonna do it. I need
But
this one
anyways,
this week.
what other
Alright.
mummies
Yeah.
did you check out?
The classic Universal ones.
Nice.
Yeah, got them all on Blu-ray recently.
Ooh.
I've only seen the first
Yeah.
two.
You went into territory that most people, I was going to say, point was immediately proven, but I was going to say that's territory that most people have not gone into. Because
Yeah.
I haven't seen the originals,
I
or
have.
the Universals, you haven't?
I have.
Have?
Yeah.
Just the first.
Just
two.
the first two,
Yeah,
okay,
Mummy
so-
and
Oh,
Return.
no, the original 1932 Mummy's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
It's not Boris Karloff.
Boris Karloff.
It is Karloff, right?
Yeah, Karloff was in that one, and then they had some. I can't remember his
Was
name
Peter Lorre in
in
it?
the second one. Peter Lorre. No.
Hey, Master.
Yeah, I forget the name of the guy who was in the second one, but then which was the Mummy's hand.
I think.
That was the name of
Yeah.
the movie?
Yeah, so there's the Mummy, the Mummy's hand, then I think the Mummy's tomb, the Mummy's ghost, and then the Mummy's curse. So from the third one onward, it was all Lon Chaney.
So
Oh, that's
it's
what
like
it
the
is.
mummy movement
Yeah.
of movies.
Yeah.
Why?
Did anything
Yeah.
specifically?
Oh,
no, like why did
like,
Josh
oh,
start
why
watching
did I-
Mummy?
Yeah, why
I
did you
don't-
start?
I like the Mummy, okay?
Okay. No, I'm
But you had
sorry,
seen,
I
but to
didn't know if
clarify,
there was-
you have seen the originals before this, or this is your first
Yeah.
time seeing the originals?
I have seen the original one like a year or so ago.
Okay, but the
the
rest
other
of the
ones I have
classics,
not.
okay.
Yeah, I have not
It's more
watched
just-
all the
you
others.
like them, so you're delving into the rest.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering if there was something like that's.
Wait, did you tick off the new Mummy yet?
The 2017? God, that movie's bad.
Yeah, it is.
The movie's so bad.
I wanted it to be good because, again, and I think we all agree on this, is like, we like the Mummy series. Well, I mean, the modern, of course, for me. But I like the idea. I like the first one.
Here's the thing: is that what that one intended to do is not like the 90s or late 90s, early 2000s mummies were just remakes. It's like, hey, Brendan Fraser's like hot stuff right now. Let's put him in an action movie. What can we put him in?
Are people like age shaming him now and body shaming him
Some,
on online?
Why?
There's a few, but I mean,
Because
there's
people
a whole bunch
How
of
do
people.
you
that
age
are,
shame?
like,
You're all gonna get old, fuckers. What do you think's gonna happen?
Not with COVID.
He went
There's,
through,
there's
he
one
went
way
through
you
a lot
can
of
stop
shit,
it.
though.
Yeah, like I heard his story. Like that's fucked up.
Like,
Yeah,
you
for
only
sure.
leave
Poor
one
guy.
alone.
Yep.
Like,
Plus, fuck off. Like, plus, anyways,
Yeah,
even
like-
if that's not, you know.
He's
Stop
Mr.
being
Machine, right?
haters.
Yeah.
Machine Man.
And Doom
He's
Patrol,
machine.
yeah.
I love that's a perfect role for him.
Yeah.
Super cynical. What was I going with? Oh yeah, but what this one intended was like to actually set up a whole. It's like someone watched Monster Squad and was like, you know, that could be a good idea for a series.
Let's
And
take
it's like,
let's take the seeds of something and then make a new franchise out of
There's
it.
no
Yeah.
arch. It's just Universal happened to make monster movies in the fucking 30s and 40s.
Monster Squad was good though, from what I recall.
I don't like that
You don't like it?
It's got some issues.
movie. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of weird when Dracula is holding a little girl and yells and calls her a bitch.
Yeah, that's the thing. I like
Oh,
that.
okay.
It's that Eddie.
Oh yeah,
80s
it would have been better if he
Eddie-ness.
slapped her, but that's
Yeah.
probably the advanced director's
Five
cut.
across the eyes.
I mean, the Fishman was really cool in that one, though.
The creature, sir. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever, sorry.
Oh no,
I stand-
copyright.
I stand the creature.
Well, it's credited as the Gillman, I think.
I know.
Oh, really?
That's why I don't like Monster
Yeah.
Squad. It's stupid.
All right, but anyways, Mummy.
Also, how they handled the Mummy in Monster Squad was really
I don't
lame.
like the Wolfman either. Like everything about that movie, I just.
Oh, how do you defeat the Wolfman? Kick him in the nards.
just kick him in the nerds.
Wolfman's got
That's how you do
nards.
it.
No man's got
God damn
nerds.
it.
I know. That's the thing I remember. Wolfman's got nerds.
Yeah.
But he does have nerds.
So that's why I don't like that. Yeah, he's not fucking neutered.
No. But yeah, lots back to those. I don't know what really made me just be like, hey, I'm just gonna watch all these fucking Mummy movies. I guess I just wanted to revisit the 90s trilogy, and then...
And then it took
And then
off.
Yeah, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna watch the older ones
enough.
anyways.
it happens.
Yeah.
I mean, at least the tangent makes sense. It's not like you
Yeah.
watched that and you were like, all right, now I'm going to watch all the fucking, you know, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
All of the
My
never-ending
Little
stories.
Pony. My Little Pony.
Did you
Oh, that.
see Benicio
Like,
del
at least
Toro's
it's
Wolfman?
relevant.
No.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Like 70, like a solid 7.5.
Solid seven.
Because I mean, it's him and Anthony Hopkins, and like transformations are okay.
So Anthony Hopkins was Bram Stoker's Dracula, and now he's gonna be the Wolfman, too.
Don't question. It's tied. It's a multiverse that they didn't plan.
Oh,
Say,
let's
but-
talk
set
about a
15 years
multiverse
apart.
that was planned, which was supposed to be the Dark Universe films.
I know.
Which, yeah.
Just
GG's.
have to shoehorn. Who was he playing? Who was?
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, Russell Crowe
Yeah.
was Mr. Hyde, right?
Yeah. it was
Dr.
good.
Jekyll, excuse me. Yeah.
That was one thing I really hated about the 2017
They really
movie.
tried to Nick Fury that shit.
Yes, it was bad.
Like they turned him black, or
No,
Nick Fury
because you know how
is-
Nick Fury at the end of like Iron Man 1, he's like, "I'm here to talk to you."
Oh,
about
okay,
something."
okay.
Yeah,
Like
I was
there's
gonna say-
literally a guy trying to start this thing.
yeah.
I was
that's
say,
it.
do we give a fuck about 2017 Mummy spoilers?
No.
No.
Okay, so I
Sorry for the
was...
6 people that saw it.
Yeah, I was kind of excited because I like Sophia Boutella.
Yeah, she's great.
Like, she's awesome.
That's what's her face from Kingsman, right?
Yeah,
legs?
was she in
Gazelle?
Kingsman? I mostly
Oh,
know her
dude.
from Star Trek Beyond and Hotel
What?
Artemis.
Is it?
I think
I
so.
think it might be, actually.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they shoehorned in that dumb shit. The humor was weird
All
because
super flat.
they tried to do that weird Werewolf in London bit, like, "Hey, it's me, your dead pal. By the way, your life sucks now."
Was that Simon Pegg? No, who was it?
No, it
who was
wasn't
the
Simon
who was
Pegg.
the buddy?
I don't know.
Was it
I can't
anyone?
remember. It's someone famous, but I can't
Is it?
remember.
I would assume an
So
actor
they're so
would
famous, we have
hopefully
no idea
be
who the
famous.
fuck
I
it
don't know
is.
who it is.
Because I've only seen it once, but I
That
just
one
like,
guy in that
Yeah.
one movie.
See, it's weird. I want to
During
say
that
it's
one
Simon Pegg,
time.
but it might be Cal Penn, and I don't know why I'm thinking that.
Simon Pegg and Cal Penn are two very different people to confuse.
I know. That's why.
Was he brown or was
that's
he
how
white?
much. That's how much of a blur this is.
Simon Penn and Cal Pegg, you know,
Yeah.
you know how
Cal
it
Pegg.
is.
Cal
that sounds-
Pegg.
Ooh,
Yeah,
what kind of party are we having?
but
But
Well, while you IMDb
Yeah.
that, what else did you do, Mr. Jones?
what?
I said, what else did you do while you were IMDbing that?
Right. So Yeah, no. So they shoehorn in fucking Dr. Jekyll and shit. Jake Johnson, I think, is the guy.
It's fucking Miller.
I love
And
him.
and then it doesn't even end with Sophia Boutella still being the Mummy, because the Mummy powers didn't transfer over to Tom Cruise. So they established this extended universe. It's gonna be Tom Cruise as the Mummy.
It's all the setup.
Which
Yeah,
is so stupid.
it was
Like,
so
Hey.
dumb.
you know what would have been great? If they made him the Invisible Man. Just to stick
Yeah.
in Tom Cruise's craw that, like, he's on screen, but he's not. Like,
And also, like, with that, I thought I would have hated Tom Cruise even being the Thing, but I like the Thing. Being the Mummy, but I don't even care that they were setting that up, even.
Yeah.
If it was good, at least, I would be like, oh, well, whatever.
I buy it.
Because
yeah.
it makes me think of the new Mission Impossible movies. They're not awful,
Mhm.
and he's in it, so whatever.
No,
That's
Yeah.
fine, I
Impossible
guess.
is good.
Yeah, the new Mission Impossibles are
Yeah.
fine, they're good.
Yeah. So moving on from Mummy movies, then I watched Phantom of the Paradise for like a third time because I recently bought that on Blu-ray.
Okay.
Vinny P.
Yeah, it looks great. Also has a very interesting interview with Brian De Palma. So
Interesting.
that was cool.
That's
yeah.
cool. Nice little touch.
Yeah. Apparently they've faced a lot of legal crap. Because every time I watch it, I notice that some like signs, like for the record label and stuff, they kind of looked superimposed and weird. And then he actually explains it. He's like, "Yeah, literally last minute." Post production, we get hit with all this legal crap, so then we had to go in and
Edit it.
yeah. And he's
So
just
it was
like,
kind of photoshopped almost.
yeah,
For the time, though.
Yeah.
Which
Impressive.
explains why it was awkward.
right. Yeah, because every time I was just like, "Is there what?"
I mean, knowing the way they had to do shit. What year was that?
This was 76.
Knowing that time, since digital editing obviously wasn't really a thing, they were probably cutting cells.
Fucking reel to
They
reel.
were, yeah, they were probably reel to reeling
Yeah.
it. I'm thinking they really
Oof.
did, probably.
Yep.
Which sucks.
But
Bad
yeah,
enough to have to do that, period. But
Yeah.
to do it that way,
yeah. But I think that pretty much sums up my shit.
Mr. Jones.
Worked a lot. Made a band camp.
Yeah,
You
tell
went
us
to-
about that. You finally dropped it after, what? It was about
Wait,
2
you
years?
went to band
3
camp?
years?
No, I made a band camp.
Oh.
Yeah.
Should we be
apparently-
concerned?
Why is everyone talking? Everyone's talking like they're on fucking Redland. Like, oh.
Soda popper. Oh wait, I can't say that. We're good flag. Oh,
will?
nobody ever listened to that song.
I was gonna say, what are you even talking about? We can't just get flagged
Exactly.
because we use the melody.
Yeah.
No, it's a,
I use copyrighted music all the fucking time.
It's a
and
lyric.
nothing
It's
happens.
a lyric from someone who only got 1 fucking minute.
Yeah, lyrics are even. Oh god.
There you go.
But lyrics are even. Lyrics
Yeah.
are even. Okay, you know what?
But
Now,
anyways,
now
point
you've
is-
opened the floodgates.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny. I think you saw. I think I showed it to you too, or maybe you've just seen it. Period. When was it Green Day?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember when Green Day was playing the iHeartRadio festival and like at festivals, professional festivals at least, maybe not some punk rock shit or whatever the fuck Green Day, because Green Day's played punk rock festivals in a long time, obviously. They have a guy back there who tells you how much time you have left.
Yeah.
It's just part of any show, whether
Yeah.
it's a TV show, like when Sammy Guevara was given the wrong amount of time left before the
yeah.
commercial break and he sped up and then slowed down, or you have this. He was just telling fucking, Green Day man.
Hey, 5
He was
minutes.
just like,
1 minute,
they
yeah.
were just in the back with, and then he started throwing a tantrum.
Yeah, dude, it's so.
And he
embarrassing.
starts pitching a fit, and he's walking around on the stage cussing and shit at this iHeartRadio festival for families.
Yeah.
And he's just like, fucking, you know who fuck I am?
No.
5 fucking minutes from me? Oh, now I got no minutes. Because he's like bitching the whole fucking time, and time's still running, because that's how time works.
Yeah.
And he just starts crying, and he's like breaking. He tries to break his guitar.
He doesn't. He's
and
not
he goes,
strong enough.
and it just bounces, and it's
Oh,
completely
jeez.
fine. And then he did it like a couple more times, and it finally snapped in half. And I was just like, "That's so lame.
Yeah.
That's so lame."
Super
You're in your fucking
cringe-tastic.
40s or however old he was at the time, maybe
Yeah.
50s, and
40s
he's just
now, yeah.
flipping out about how no one knows who the fuck Green Day is. Sorry, Green Day won so many Grammy awards to write about. It's just one of those things where it's like, who gives a shit, bro? You're
Yeah.
fucking washed up. Deal with it.
Yeah.
At least Sebastian from Smash Mouth was
Is that his real
getting
name?
mad because they were throwing shit at him. Not,
Yeah.
he's still a lame ass and he played that COVID festival for Jericho. But at least, if you're getting thrown shit at stage, that's not cool.
That's
And then,
fucked
to
up,
be
yeah.
fair, you can speak up about
Yeah.
that.
Smash
But
Mouth.
Green Day, man, the guy was just doing his job and was just like, hey, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Fuck you, man, 5 minutes!
No,
Which
no
is
matter
longer than,
who
like,
you are, you stick
2
to
Green
your
Day
set
songs.
time.
So it's like he had 2 songs
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah, that's super embarrassing. Green Day sucks.
Yeah, Green Day sucks.
I know a few friends that are Green Day stands, and I'm like, why? There's so much better music out there.
There's a lot of things you should spend your time with.
Like my Bandcamp.
There you go.
Ah,
Do you have like an easy link, or are you gonna have to do just bandcamp.com /
I think I set it up as I go under Sam King just because
That's simple.
Cool, yeah.
It's 2 names.
So you
Sam
can
and
type in Sam King and you'll see my crooked photo.
Yeah. So John had a boomer moment.
Unless the person I hired fix it. Which
No,
well
we're gonna
because
still
they're
say
great.
what it is anyways.
No, it's fine. I don't care. I like it.
It's just
I
John's.
like it that way.
You know John's profile picture? It's just sideways.
Yeah.
It's uploaded sideways.
And I tried to fix it. I didn't know how. I couldn't figure out how to rotate. I really couldn't. I was like, fuck
So the
it.
person who's going to fix this is the one sitting right next to you. And then,
Wow.
You know.
Fix it.
Right?
That's so
yeah,
great.
it's
Yeah, see?
I can't.
Fantastic.
This is why
Wow.
a professional's getting involved in this right now. Like, I can't.
Yeah, I was at work.
I wouldn't mind if it was like tilted just slightly,
Or-
but you're
not
like,
even-
legit like
It's not even the artistic tilt.
No,
It's a straight.
No, it looks like John's.
Oh, I'm just gonna plank.
it looks like John's on a First Alert commercial, fucking ready to fucking press the button.
Oh no.
But anyways,
He was
I was
like,
at work.
No, I like it. It's intentional. I was like, no,
No.
it's not.
No, I was
Anyways.
being
Yeah, he's being
dumb.
sarcastic,
Yeah,
but
I was being
anyways.
super.
Man.
No, I was at work and I was just like, I don't know how to fucking rotate this on my phone. Fuck it. I just need to put a profile picture up there. Like, okay, the
Well,
album
you
art,
go into gallery. You pick
literally-
the picture.
Alright, I'm
No, I
just
did.
like,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay,
Don't
literally.
worry, I got
So
this.
for like album art, like he was just like, okay, it needs to be like 1400 by 1400 pixels.
not that way.
And in Paint, I was like, oh
In
shit, how do I
Paint?
do this? Hold on.
Not even GIMP.
Hold on. So I opened up Paint and I just stretched the canvas out as far as I could, and then I just.
My photo editing heart is destroyed.
We're like just
Soda.
tech shamming.
And then I just wrote, I wrote in with my mouse just Sam King. That's it. So it's like super off in the corner,
Oh my
and it cuts
goodness.
off in the pic. Like, look, yeah.
Okay,
It's
anyways,
super-
now that your boomer moment happened, then what
So
happened?
Sam King, my artistic,
Yeah, check it out.
My artistic style is not representative of my musical styles.
Yeah, I had on my itinerary.
I like
to
how
plug that
it
just in
doesn't
case you
even
didn't.
fit. In
I know. See, that's the great part. I literally just dragged it this way. I'm like, oh, cool. Okay, 1700.
That just looks like someone stole a picture from
Right.
Facebook and then did that.
You know,
But it's actually yours.
I
It's all
just
original. It's all
I just feel
authentic.
silly when I try to make a synthwave cover, and then I was like, let me actually put some effort in Photoshop
Nope,
right now.
no effort. It's super. Oh, like we were
Zero.
talking about earlier about how like anime is classified. I feel super disingenuous calling it like indie and folk and acoustic because it's all done with my electric guitar, but it's all played. On
Well, you know,
So it's not acoustic,
So the thing about indie is weird, right?
One
People
song
kind
not
of
is.
folk.
throw indie around. Like obviously, indie is supposed to imply independent,
Yeah.
but it's so
Technically it is,
weird.
yeah.
Which it is.
Technically,
But it's
yeah.
so weird seeing all these indie bands, but they're signed to like
Yeah,
Interscope
big
Records or
label.
something. It's just like,
right. Sony presents new indie project. Really?
like you couldn't call yourself anything else. Like even folk, I would make sense even if you're on a big label
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's whole style. But it's just weird when we go, I'm an indie band. Okay, well. Like what kind? Like
Yeah.
because now, of course, the assumption is indie has like frilly acoustics, and then some guy singing really badly over it. But
Yeah.
that wasn't a shot. It was just coincidentally.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
That was just coincidental that you happen. You don't use acoustic, obviously, so I wasn't talking about you.
I don't.
But
I use
it is it is funny how people just use indie for whatever.
Although
It's
if I get that Ovation one, I might start using that electric acoustic. It's really nice.
John, the microphone. Look at you on the waveform. Oh yeah. So, what the fuck are you? Why is everyone whispering and moving away from the mic
Right,
simultaneously?
Is there something going on with the mic? Are y'all scared?
Yeah,
tonight?
it's like it looks like a
spooky.
penis. It
It's very
looks like a
spooky.
dick. That's why
I'm
everyone's trying to run
afraid.
away from it.
Whatever.
That's why I'm all the way over here.
Yeah.
Okay. So, a lot of work, very tired, still not fully recovered. Bandcamp, had a pretty good day, so that was cool.
Are you handling your own Bandcamp sales-wise? Like going to your account? Because I don't need some middleman cunt being like, "Oh yeah, John, you made $3 today. Pockets 12."
I mean, technically,
Right. No, I
Bandcamp
don't
is
need
the
that.
No, Bandcamp
Yeah.
is, but what I mean is
Yeah.
if John's being a boomer
Oh,
and
right,
someone
yeah.
owns the password and account and it's going to him.
No, but
I
just
can't-
because I don't understand
I cannot
technology doesn't mean I don't
computer
get
you
business.
and-
Like, I understand how that works.
Okay, good.
Don't
Good.
worry, I'll step
Good.
in and
There
make
you
that
go.
happen.
I just
That way
want
we
so
share.
we'll just take John's profits. We're true producers. But anyways,
This is my media manager here. / secretary, sometimes. You said that earlier.
You were talking about how you asked me and Patrick who you talked to this week, and we were like, we don't know. And
You're the one
I said,
saying-
oh yeah, and then she
taking
made that
notes.
joke. Yeah, so John
Yeah.
keeps asking. So we were sitting here chilling, and then John keeps asking, who did I talk to earlier this week? Who none of us have talked to John this week. So it's just like, who did I talk to this week? And he just kept saying it out loud. And I'm just like, I don't fucking know, dude. Like, how the fuck would I know who you talked to?
I was there, I didn't take notes.
Are y'all not his keepers?
It was literally that scene in Reservoir Dogs. Toby Wong, Toby. No one's seen. Really?
Yeah, I've seen Reservoir Dogs.
I have not seen Reservoir
I'm
Dogs.
You've never seen
I'm
it?
still talking
No.
to Patrick
Do you like
about what
Tarantino
we were
films?
talking.
Tarantino's okay.
Yeah,
He's okay.
He's okay. Yeah.
Don't go into how he is as a person, though. That's a little weird.
Foot
Stay away
fetish?
from that.
Yeah, I was gonna
Well-
say, especially with his foot fetishes.
Well, the thing is, so many people try to put Tarantino on this huge pedestal, and it's like, I don't get it.
It's the Rolling Stones effect. It's like, why? They're
Yeah.
fine, I guess, but why?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I will say Keith does a great job with his subtle licks and riffs. Like
I think that's just him having an old man stroke while he's
no,
playing.
it's back in the day.
No, I'm just kidding. I know. I just wanted to make fun of him for looking like a mummy. Speaking of mummies,
I know,
Keith
right?
Richards.
Right.
I
Anyways,
mean, I always thought he kind of looked like that one character from Labyrinth.
Yeah.
David Bowie?
No. Jeez.
Okay.
Sorry,
The guy
David.
that looks like Keith Richards in the movie.
I think
Yeah.
you're thinking of Dark Crystal.
No.
Oh man, he looks like those are his siblings in Dark
He just
Crystal.
mixes.
We are the Richards. Just fucking dancing.
Alright.
But anyway.
Anyway, that's my week, Mal.
Let's see. Lots of work. I did have a fairly long weekend, so I caught up on some other work that I'm doing on the side right now, which is making, videos for my friend because she had her baby.
Nice.
I'm working on a website.
For the baby?
2 different websites.
For the baby.
No.
For the
This
baby.
is ourbbaby.com.
Right.
What the
It's
fuck?
it's a OnlyFans, but for babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa!
No.
No.
That's
So
it. Podcast over.
I made a happy family Thanksgiving video because it's his first Thanksgiving.
That's cool.
So I made that, and then her dad asked me to make a website, and then
Just eating Gerbers.
I have
Thanksgiving.
I have a friend who asked me to make a website, so now I'm making 2 websites. I'm gonna fix his Bandcamp because it's awful. I can't.
It looks like the baby that was just born made the Bandcamp. Right?
Yeah. And then
Paint.
The baby also made the picture. Apparently,
you
this one's knocked over.
it was Thanksgiving,
fuck is that
so I watched Lord of the Rings while
Okay.
working on stuff.
Cool.
Um,
Extended or no?
extended, yeah. You can only watch it extended.
It's a
Ah.
little
You
too
should.
long for me to watch
Yeah.
extended all the time. I like it; it's dope, and I
Yeah.
own the Blu-ray extended
Yeah.
cut. But
Yeah, I've only
fuck,
seen
it's really long.
Fellowship.
Especially 2 Towers is like 3.5 hours long. I'm like, okay, dude.
It's worth it.
But I mean, I just sit there and play on my computer, so
Yeah.
while I do it. I finished reading a book.
Ooh.
It was nice. It's called the Every Anxious Wave, and
Is
it's
that
a
punk rock
like a 90s punk rock book, but it's got time travel in it, so it's like a love story.
Oh, it's fiction.
Yeah, it's
I thought
fiction.
I was wondering if it was like a bio.
No. But they reference a lot of 90s punk rock bands, and it's about
Like
time
Green
travel
Day.
and all of this. It's actually really good.
Is it like across the universe, but with punk rock?
Not really.
Okay.
But basically, they go back in time to see different bands, and there's like a whole bunch of stuff that happens in the book. It was really good. I ended up reading it in like 3 days because I just loved it. I'm actually gonna reread it because yeah, it was just really good. Started watching The Queen's Gambit.
Oh, same.
Yeah, I'm really into it.
I've seen so many people watching that show.
Is it new or is everyone just into it now?
No, it's new.
It's new.
It's newish, yeah. It's like, what,
I mean,
7 episodes?
I like
Something like
chess,
that.
so that's why.
Better
It's all about
than
chess.
everyone being into Tiger King, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened anyway.
It's definitely it's definitely smart TV. I mean,
Okay, compared to Tiger King, is it
Yeah.
smart?
Okay,
On
well,
Tiger King.
on that
fucking
wavelength, yes.
Blue's Cruise is like smart
Blues
TV.
Cruise?
Blue's
You're either some weird
Oh.
racist Asian caricature or you're fucking. Or it's a new show.
What if it's
Okay.
Terry Crews, but it's
Oh god,
blue?
who's just supporting Trump on the fucking thing?
Well, that was a
What
bad
else I did
take, but
this
how
week?
about this?
That was pretty much it. Yeah, just been doing that stuff. Yeah. How's your week been?
It has been. I had Thanksgiving. Can you believe that? I know that's something no one else. I'm just joking. I did have Thanksgiving because I'm a human. I'm a self-respecting human being who doesn't go and try to infect the whole families with older people and cousins and whoever else just tried to get COVID. You know, that's something Chris Jericho might do. But here at Disconnected Cast, we do not do that. Jerichovid can do that. I still need to work on my cover though. That guy that made the song for Jim Cornette and Brian Last before, he made another song that was like really funny. It's always just shitting on AEW and like referring to Cornette and Last's like jokes or whatever. But it's just so fucking funny. That guy's pretty good. I need to get in touch with that guy. He goes by Idar, but I don't know if he has like an official account or anything like that. But it's pretty funny though. It's just the weird thing is, so they shit on WWE and AEW all the time. Mm. But, and this might be because, Vince doesn't allow people to just speak out, but the AEW, like, clap back all the time and, like, respond about, Jim being wrong or, like, I'm just kind of like, really? You guys are gonna, like...
Yeah.
Like, that is one of the... they always say, like, artistic criticism, they say never read the comments, basically. That's the YouTuber number one rule, don't read the comments, because you're just trying to give yourself depression, basically, if you do that, because... According to that, you could look at the most successful YouTubers, the mid-cards, the lower tier. They all have bad comments.
Yeah.
In fact, statistically, the bigger channels have more bad comments than literally anyone else. So you can't really read that and be like, oh, they said my channel sucks, and then give up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they say not to do that. So it's a little funny that they, like, purposely go out and find their criticisms and then complain that, oh, you're wrong, opinion man. And it is really weird. Now, on one side, I guess you could say that means that Cornette's opinion obviously holds some sort of weight because it's enough for them to, like, speak up and be like, he's wrong. But at the same time, he is just another guy on the internet. Like, albeit with experience, and he did a lot of the, wrestling was successful whenever he's involved. So you could also kind of go there and be like, maybe the guy knows what he's talking about. But regardless, it's one of those things where it's just like, but also you could just not. Because none of the WWE guys do. And again, although I feel like that's Vince being like, I swear to God, if you talk to someone on social media... Because apparently Retribution gets in trouble all the time for doing their weird meme clapbacks at everybody, including the stuff with Jericho. Apparently they were being told not to do that. But fuck it, social media. Right. They still technically own it. I found out that Peter Dinklage is going to star in the Toxic Avenger reboot, which is interesting because... Wow. I like Toxic Avenger. I even had a band at one point, which is really just me and my brother as the producer and me playing stuff as the thing. But I like Toxic Avenger, and I think it's cool. And it's kind of interesting in 2020. I guess it is cleanup time because everything's dirty, apparently.
Trauma.
But yeah, exactly. Kaufman
with an
and
environmentalist message.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Trauma is coming back. It's going to be produced by the original thing. Kaufman and all them are involved, so we'll see where it goes. But Dinklage is going to play the main character. So very, very interesting. Very interesting. I guess he's going to be a shorter Toxic Avenger, but it could work. Yeah. It could work. I'm very curious. I like Dinklage, so I'm very curious. The Wizard came from... It was just definitely his best work. The Wizard came from the moon. I'm very happy for that. It's crazy to think that the original came out in 1984.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it when you watch it, obviously, but it's still... Time is weird like that. Like, even when I see stuff from 2000, I'm like, holy fuck.
Right.
Yeah. What the hell? Yeah.
Oh, I did think of something else I saw.
What's up?
I saw Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I love that movie.
I haven't seen it. I've been putting it off.
It's the best Spider-Man movie.
It really is.
It's really good.
I also looked up after the movie because, like, I'd heard some people talking about it, and apparently John Mulaney's character, I think I'm saying his name right, like, didn't get a script or anything. Mm-hmm. So they were like, hey, just have at it. So he just started cursing, like, when he got into the booth. And then, like, after, like, an hour or a couple of hours, he was like, what is the rating on this? And they were like, oh, it's PG. And he's like, oh, so none of that can be used.
Yeah, so literally none of that.
They have, like, 3 hours worth of footage that they can't use. But,
didn't know that.
Yeah, and he plays Spider-Ham, which I thought was really funny.
Ooh, hate Spider-Man.
Like, I just thought it was, like, really funny. But yeah, I just saw it. It has a great soundtrack. I really enjoyed it.
It's good. And they're making another one, I think, next year, actually.
Yeah,
so that's
so
exciting.
I like it. The whole movie was great. Like,
next Spider-Man's already filming, too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack.
No, you're good. You're good. You remember.
I absolutely love Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man.
Hell yeah, dude.
No tragic backstory.
We're in a basement.
And then the Noir Spider-Man.
I'm gonna take this cube thing. Figure it out.
Do you hate Spider-Pig because of Simpsons?
That's why.
But this isn't Spider-Pig. This is Spider-Ham.
Yeah,
which is a whole different thing.
Concept
Peter Porker
is just.
I'm not a fan. He was bitten by a radioactive.
It's like I just started being okay with Howard the Duck.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because have you ever seen that movie?
No.
It's pretty awful.
Oh, is it?
It's like the writing isn't that bad, but just the presentation is very not great. And from the few Howard the Duck comics I've come across, it's pretty spot on. So I just don't like him as a character.
Speaking of irrelevant,
Alright.
the Mandalorian's gene guy has been edited out of the thing because, haha, that's so funny. There was a guy in the background by accident during
that guy.
the scene.
What happened?
Apparently,
Yeah, there
the
was
stagehand, one of the
yeah.
stagehands was caught. Like you could see him in the actual
Just, like,
episode.
half of
He's
his
like
body.
he's standing in the back scene and didn't think he could be seen, but he's.
You
in
can
the
see
actual
like
shot.
one leg and like half a shirt.
But don't worry, now you won't ever see that anymore other than in memes because it has been removed because
Kind of like
technology.
when they edited out the Starbucks cup. From
Yeah,
Game
exactly.
Of Thrones.
With Game of Thrones, exactly. Yeah.
No, they didn't.
that's kinda-
Oh, they didn't.
In the DVD, they did.
Yeah.
In the final cut, they did. Who gives a shit that people who buy it and
Yeah.
can't watch the Starbucks one anymore?
I'd be surprised that somebody actually decided to spend money on purchasing that.
That's what I
final
was saying.
season.
Right, yeah,
Like,
exactly.
dude.
I mean, there's a ton of people who buy DVR'd it, you torn it probably.
Yeah.
You can get it. It's just not
HBO,
officially
yeah.
sold.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because it would be awesome if the final actual professional cut and pressing had that on it.
I wonder if it's still streamed because when we watched it that night, it showed it up in the.
Yeah, when you watched it that night, which is literally
No, but I'm
before
saying-
the release I talked
But
about.
I'm wondering if it still stayed in the.
I wonder if that
the
thing.
release.
I wonder if before 9/11 the Twin Towers were still up. Yeah, they were. Go figure, because that's how time works. All right, so
I get what he's saying though. If it's
no, I know.
still
I mean,
streaming
it's
like
just,
that.
I'm just
But
being
no,
a shit.
I don't think so.
But yeah, so that guy got
Maybe
removed
it's
because who cares? I really didn't think it was that funny. Honestly, I didn't
Mhm.
get like everyone was
Yeah.
going nuts with it and thought it was the most hilarious. There's a guy in it, as if again the Starbucks thing didn't just happen like last year. So it's like
Ted Danson's Ghost.
I was saying, it kind of sucks that you can just edit this shit out now.
I know.
Like, bless you.
Last year.
Like, it's kind of
Alex
funny
is
watching films and being like, oh,
there's like an error.
There's a blooper there.
Yeah, or there's or a lot of it's just, like, oh, why is there a shadow there for some fucking reason, or
Yeah.
whichever one, or inconsistency. Sometimes the hat's not on the guy in the next scene for some reason, and it's just like
Like,
weird.
Yeah, that's just bad content.
Yeah.
Or like in
Yeah,
Return of the
needs to get that
Jedi
shit
when
on
Luke has the glove on the wrong hand.
there.
Yeah.
It still bothers me.
Yeah. Or
It-
when
it's funny though.
or the scene when Han's running from that bunker or whatever, and then he's waving his arms, but you can see a reflection because they have that plexiglass
Yeah.
to protect them. Yeah.
You know
Fun
the
shit.
Tusken Raider thing is a loop. So instead of just doing this
That
twice,
surprised me. I didn't know that,
Just
but
do it
it
like
doesn't
2
surprise me.
times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they just keep using it over
Yeah,
and over again.
that makes sense.
You know, with all this technology, though, you would think they would digitally edit, like, Rise of the Skywalker out of entirely,
Yeah.
and so all the new ones, and maybe, everything with Anakin in the original first one, just digitally edit that out. I just kind of wish you could just start
Digitally
deleting
remove
films because
Solo.
on that
they all
note,
suck.
whatever Solo was great.
No, it's
on
not.
that
Yeah, I wish
note,
they could digitally edit Solo.
So on
I'd
watching
rather
on
see a
Disney
Jar Jar Binks
Plus,
origin story movie.
like it still has the Fox 20th Century fanfare, but the Lucasfilm logo is over it.
Like what I did with the Disconnected Cast logo in WWE, basically, and just put it over it.
was
I mean,
like,
I wouldn't be surprised.
damn.
I wouldn't
Like,
be
why would you
surprised.
keep their music? But like, I guess
That
they
is
own
weird that they
it.
kept the music. That's a little weird.
That's a little like
That's the weird part.
Fuck
I could see
you.
them being like, fuck you, and doing it, but I would imagine they would change
Yeah.
that. But yeah, that's
No,
weird.
no. You I think the only ones that show it are the original trilogy. I'll go check again tonight. But looking at the sequel trilogy, no, it's the fanfare, but yeah, or no, it's the OG trilogy because the sequels already were Disney, if I remember correctly.
No. Wait.
The sequels were
Sequels.
not the prequels.
Okay,
Not the
prequels.
prequels.
Yeah.
correct. The sequels
Okay.
were,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, what?
Yeah, not the prequels, the sequels.
None.
Yeah, I know, I was thinking that too, but then I heard him say
Yeah.
sequel, and I was like,
Fox
okay,
should
I
have
know
kept
what
it.
he means. Yep, Fox. Sucks.
Right?
Fox does suck.
Thanks,
But,
Fox.
you know what I will give Fox credit for is even Fox News doesn't want to hear any President Pig shit anymore. It's a
Right.
little hilarious when that network is more
No.
reliable than the literal Führer of the United States of America. It's
I've been
weird.
posting that Bane gif for now when everyone talks about how he's still the president.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For now. The only good thing to ever come out of that movie. And then finally, just a lot of Yakuza. I'm like 34 hours in now.
Nice.
Apparently the campaign without side missions, so definitely not my run since I do all the side missions, is 30 hours alone, just the campaign.
Damn.
Okay.
So if you were just to run through its story and the necessary battles and just keep playing without doing anything else on the side, about 30 hours.
That's still fairly solid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
still
solid.
a lot of
No, excuse me, 41. I don't know why I keep saying 30. I got stuck on this earlier. I meant 41 hours, which
Better.
which is longer than original Final Fantasy 8 straight through or original Final Fantasy 7 straight through. And those are both pretty long games. So
Really?
to give that into perspective
I heard Final
those
Fantasy
four,
VII's,
those
like,
3 and 4 disc
ridiculously
games.
long.
Yeah, they're really long. They are. Because you gotta, again, they're saying straight through. You're gonna, naturally in Final Fantasy games and in Yakuza, you're gonna do a bunch of side shit. So it's gonna, get off task.
Yeah.
But that's not bad. Those are all really long games. And then I went down a rabbit hole and looked up what the longest one is, and then they're both Monster Hunter games. The longest completionist run is Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, which is 693 hours to do everything. And then Monster Hunter Frontier on PSP and Vita, story only, is 160 something hours or something like that.
Bad, but the other one is fucking ridiculous.
Well, that's to do everything. In Monster Hunter, there's a lot.
Yeah.
That's why I remember when my friend played Monster Hunter World, it was my baby's first Monster Hunter, so a lot of people just don't know how the game fucking works. And he beat the campaign, and he goes, I beat the game, and I go, what are you talking about? Because it had only been like a week. And I go, what are you talking about? And he goes, I beat the game. And I go, you beat Monster Hunter? What the fuck are you talking about? Because again, I've played Monster Hunter since fucking 3, so I'm just like, what are you talking about? Well, there was a credit roll, and I'm like, lol? I go, so the intro?
There's a credit roll in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, there's that too. And so I told him, I said, what are you fucking talking about? I go, like, did you do all these quests? Did you have end game gear? Did you do the final, like, boss? Did you do this? And no, you just beat the main campaign? Great, that's barely anything. You can beat the main game in, like, 8 hours in Monster Hunter if you just do the campaign. But that's not fucking what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to keep crafting and get all the high-level gear and kill all the main bosses. What's up?
What's your longest clock time?
In Monster Hunter? Or
Any game.
in any game? It would either be Skyrim or Morrowind at 300 plus hours.
Okay.
I think Skyrim's nearing 400 now, and then Morrowind's definitely in the 3s. Probably not as much. As much as I like to say Morrowind is higher, I wish, but yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, that's about it. That's why my highest game is 300-something hours. That's, of course, not going into stuff where you can just, like, infinitely play it. Like Sims, I probably have 1,000 hours in, but that's a little harder to gauge because it really never ends at all.
Yeah.
You can actually do everything in Morrowind, it just takes fucking forever.
Nice.
But yeah.
Just keep going in Sims.
But yeah, Yakuza is really good. To follow up on what I was saying, and to clarify as well, just because I think some people misinterpreted this, when I say that they don't portray the Korean character and the Korean gang badly, what I mean is, like, not in some weird racist way or whatever. There's definitely bad guys, and especially, like I said, shot the person in the head with a crossbow, but then on top of that, they do some even darker shit, like later on that they talk about in there. So, trust me, for those who are like, they're not good guys, and say they were good guys, I said they weren't portrayed badly, and on top of that, it's the my enemy is your enemy type thing that's going on. But yeah, no, the story is definitely picked up, as many Yakuza games do. It's really great. Sometimes it's almost tropey, I gotta say. If I'm being realistic, a lot of the Yakuza games are just the same thing over and over again, but you like the characters so much that the betrayals are still fresh, because it is still technically different people, but it always has that, you know, betrayal arc, the whatever arc. It's almost cut and paste every single time, but it's still great every single time where you're just like, oh no, I know that this is probably the guy. When you start getting used to the games, you kind of see those scenes coming, but they're still so great and heartfelt every time. And they do have some nice emotional swerves and everything. Everything's really, really good. Some surprise turns of different characters, whether it's good becoming bad or bad becoming good. That's always fun to see. But yeah, no, good stuff. The part I thought was funny, because Ichiban's character is way different than Kiryu or Yagami from Judgment. Yagami's like lawful good. Kiryu is like, I don't know what the fuck I would call him. He's kind of lawful good too, even though he's Yakuza. It's weird. Because he refuses to hit women. He has like this whole code where he won't do bad things. You know, he'll go run out and save the kitty cat. Like, there's a lot of stuff that Kiryu does, even though he's so hard in Yakuza that he won't do it. Ichiban is that next level of nice guy, even though he's not just is he like a secret weeaboo and wrestling fan, but on top of that, he also is like very nice. Like, you know, like I said in the beginning, you know, when you steal the money back that you're supposed to give to the boss, he just gives it to the kids instead. And what he tells the boss is he goes, well, here's the wallet that you told me to get, even though obviously they meant the wallet full of fucking money. But what he did is he emptied out the wallet and he goes, all right, got it. And then his fucking partner's like, the fuck? And then he goes, I don't know. The boss said to get the wallet. He didn't say anything about money. And then he just like stops up. It's really nice. And but the funny thing though is, even though he's a good guy, he's so relatable more than Kiryu, because Kiryu's always like, I gotta do this. It's you know the right thing. Ichiban will back up if he doesn't like it. Like, he goes up, and these guys are doing like some weird old man bath thing, and he goes, That's tough. All right, see you later. And he tries to walk away, and then the guy's like, no, please, you gotta help me. There are some times where he has to be pled to, like, fucking help, because, like, Ichiban's always, when he sees a situation that he doesn't like, he's always like, yeah, so that sucks. like, there was another part where some guy's like, yeah, and, you know, I just don't know who's gonna take care of my baby. Tough. All right. And then it's just so funny. Like, he tries to weasel his way out, and of course you get roped into it because you're supposed to do the side quest. But it's always funny to see Ichiban just basically be like, "All right, deuces, man. Good luck with that. Hope you find that guy." And then he's always trying to walk away. Yeah, he does that so much, and it's hilarious every single time. Like, there's a part where he meets this S&M guy who's just like can't feel pain anymore, but since he's an S&M guy, that's his whole purpose in life. So he's like, I need someone to hurt me. Like, I gotta get hurt. And he's just like, I want you to beat me hard. And then Ichiban's just like, yeah, hopefully you can find someone that's gonna do that. And then he just fucks off. But that guy's pretty funny though. But, you know, but talking about how it always bounces from humor to super serious, to give a very good example. This is a side quest, so it's not technically a spoiler because you might not do the side quest. But light spoiler alert for those who are going to completionist that you will get spoiled. But basically, so he does go to help S&M guy eventually. And so it's all kind of funny with that kind of their interaction where it's just like, ooh, that's a little weird, and there's something like that. Not trying to kink shame, but you do you, and then like he tries to run away. But he ends up helping them all, and on the other side, there's this mistress at the S&M club that is kind of, she's a little older, she's like in her 40s, so everyone's kind of age shaming her, like, get out of the business, you're old, it's weird, you know, they want young girls like us, blah, blah, blah. So they're trying to get her away. Well, as all this funny stuff's happening, all of a sudden it cuts to this other scene, and you hear this girl scream, or Ichiban hears the girl scream, and he's like, I know that voice, it's the girl. Mm-hmm. What happened is, the girl's coworker hired 3 Yakuza to gang rape her, and film it. And so now the tone gets really dark, so then Ichiban is rushing to the clock to stop this from happening, so he's fucking running down the streets to try to find her, and the tone just shifts from like, lighthearted music, it's funny, to all of a sudden, like, it's this really dark theme, and it's just like, oh god, that got deep, like, dark fast, like, really fast. So, because they keep playing with your emotions like that, they kind of get you soft and off guard with the lightheartedness, and all of a sudden kind of get you with a nice twist sometimes, or whatever. And when I saw that part, I was just like, whoo, I was like, that's dark. Like, it was crazy. Thankfully, he saves her. Okay, and then the guy shows up who can't feel pain, and thankfully he finally helps out, and they end up hooking up. The S&M girl and him end up hooking up because he rekindled her flame and she rekindled his pain. So it's good stuff. It was nice though. Oh, there's a funny part though. After the whole like the whole gang rape thing, and they kind of like try to move past it. There was a funny part where he is going to give the girl a weapon to defend herself. And he's holding a whip all of a sudden, but he's only in his underwear. He's only in briefs, and he has a whip all of a sudden. Ichiban goes, "Where did he get that from?" And he's just like looking at him, and he's just like, "What the hell? Where did he pull that out from? That's weird." And he's just holding a whip all of a sudden, and he goes just like, Ichiban's just like, "All right." And then so she just starts like, so at the end, the happily ever after thing, and she's just like whipping him, and he likes it, and Ichiban just walking away and goes, I guess everyone's into something. And he just like fucking walks away, and I'm just like, God damn it, he's so great. Right. He's such a dork, but like I just love the fact he seems so genuine. Again, the fact that he doesn't want to do these gross things sometimes, or what he might consider weird, and he tries to walk away, but he's like, okay, fine, like if you really want me to. And the fact that he has to be had his arm twisted, because Kiryu would always be like, I got to because he's so noble. And Ichiban's kind of like, he's noble, but hey, I'm not gonna do this if I don't have to. Are you guys sure?
Like, I'm a go now.
Yeah. But, it's really good stuff. I think one of the things I noticed about the game that I really like these characters, probably my favorite batch of. I can't wait until these guys are in your group and you are in the next game, because I just love it. Like, for this first game introducing me, at first I wasn't sure how I'd feel. When they told me, we're changing the main city you're in, we're changing the main characters, not going to Kiryu anymore, I was kind of like, God damn, I've been playing Kiryu for like 7 games, or 6 games, I'm like, how am I going to feel about this? Yeah. Then I saw Ichiban with his weird haircut, which thankfully they explain later on. He actually has a haircut very similar to Kiryu at first, but then they explain what happened. And so I wasn't sure, but now I'm loving it now. Yeah. But what I think a lot of it has to do is the way they craft the characters, this group of characters is particularly older on purpose. Like, it's like 240-something-year-olds and a 50-something-year-old, and the girl's younger, she's like in her mid to late 20s, but other than that, it's all older characters. Unlike Kiryu and Majima, especially in the early games, they're all like in their 20s, they're hip, they're fucking, whatever. Yeah. So I was like, oh, these are cool guys, like, I can't really relate, like, they're that fantasy cool. Yeah. But with Ichiban and all of them, I'm like, I know that guy, I know someone like her. Like, it's like perfect, where I'm just like, this is so relatable. Right. And I gotta say, it's probably because of the way they craft the age thing. They're a little more awkward. Like, when they run into younger characters, they kind of point it out and kind of rub it in and be like, this is an old guy. And it's kind of like, I'm getting to that point now where I'm sorry, even though not too many people know it first, I feel like that, so I'm just kind of like, I'm just kind of liking that a lot. So, the side quests are great. That Korean girl that they have, damn. But, it's really nice the way they make them, though, because the facial features between the Chinese characters, the Japanese, and the Korean characters, the facial differentials are done so well. I would say the thing that is a bit over the top is all the main Korean characters all have dyed hair, so the girl has purple hair, the guy has silver cool hair, and they're all cool guy and very good looking, but they are kind of going for that K-pop joke aesthetic that, obviously, this is what people think of when they see Koreans as the very, perfect looking whatever. But she's very good. She's a B. But I like that. The way they portray her is really cool. She's cool crime boss lady, so it's really nice. Yeah. And it's just really cool the way they portray her. But yeah, I like the game so far. I'm very curious to see. I think when I missed the cutscene, so I watched a no commentary LP just to see what part I'm at. I think I'm hitting like a little over halfway now, which is crazy to think, especially spending that much time in the game. But from what I've spent in the other ones, not too much of a surprise. But I would definitely say everyone should pick it up. I just had a friend ask me today because they saw me playing it if they should pick it up. I told them you can. It plays way different than the other ones, so you might want to keep that in mind if you end up getting into the other games because it's way different gameplay, fighting wise. Yeah. However, the tone, the fact that it's a new set of characters and they don't really refer to the old ones just like Judgment, you can just jump into it. Okay. If you wanted to skip the other ones or see if you like it, then come back and see what Kiryu's Saga is all about, you can. But Judgment, like a dragon, you can get right into it. Okay. So I would definitely suggest it for anyone that's looking for a starting point. Great place to start.
Judgment's on sale.
Yeah, and Judgment's on sale, so grab that if y'all want. Or if you guys want to spend a little more money and you do have the time, Like a Dragon's great. If you like JRPGs a lot, Like a Dragon is great. I just like the way they kind of explain everything. From summons being your cell phone contacts, to spells being stuff like shooting liquor through a lighter. They always try to explain everything. Now,
yeah, I like how creative it is.
Yeah, they came very creative with that. And then, of course, in Ichiban's mind, he imagines the way they look, so sometimes the characters will transform when they go into battle, so they'll have like weird red eyes, or they'll try to wear something that's making them look like a knight. They'll have like a baseball bat and a trash can lid, just supposed to be a knight or whatever. But that's all in Ichiban's head, and sometimes just to remind you guys that obviously those battle segments are exaggerated because of Ichiban's brain, sometimes he'll be like, "He's that guy changed," and they'll be like, "The hell are you talking about?" "You transformed, you didn't see that?" And he goes, "I didn't even play too many video games, bro." And then I'm just like, God damn it, it's so great, he's such a nerd. But a big buff nerd guy.
Right.
Dig it.
And then the final for Robo Recall, the one I was telling you about, the VR game I was playing. Yeah. Beat it. Awesome. Really good stuff. The funny thing is, the main bad guy, you run into him several times. It's one of those, like, you don't kill him right away, so multiple encounters thing. But the main boss guy's funny because he is a Megamind computer that loaded himself with the internet, so it's nothing but memes. He just says, like a boss, cats, and then, like, whatever. And then he's just, like, he just starts saying all these old, outdated memes, and I'm just like, fucking, I want to kill this guy even more. So I'm just, like, trying to get him, and he's just, like, trying to say all this stupid, like, he only knows how to talk like internet, so he just says all these outdated lingo and memes. I think there is actually one point where he does say something about Harambe, and I'm like, oh my god, why is this a thing? But yeah, it's pretty funny though, and nice game. You can get about 4 to 6 hours out of it for a VR game. That's pretty long, so not bad. Good stuff though. Again, definitely a successful, a great successor to like rail shooter. So if you like that, you will love it. Okay. Good challenges, and the nice thing is you won't just fail the level because you don't get every objective. You just got to get certain ones to beat the level. So it's nice. It doesn't make me feel shitty where I'm like, I have to beat this part and it's really hard. It's like, hey, you failed that part, but you meet the main objective, so who gives a shit? Nice. And then finally, best wishes to one of my favorite K-pop groups. 2 of the members tested positive for COVID-19, unfortunately, in Everglow. So I hope they'll be all right. What basically happened that started this is one group's staff got it. They all promote at music shows, albeit social distance, but they're still passing. Stylists are still interacting. Staff members are still coming. They have to come into contact. Blah blah. So it's the way COVID works. It started spreading, unfortunately, and so one dude got it, and then 2 members from a group that I like a lot. The ones that I saw earlier this year, actually. 2 of those members got it. So hopefully they'll be all right. They started their treatment, and well, I hope they start their treatment. I don't know. They're from a smaller label, so they really don't have that much money, unfortunately. I would just like to hope that Korea has their shit together a bit more from what I've seen. So I'm really hoping they have decent systems there to get everything going in the hospital, and then the other 4 members are quarantining as needed. So we'll see. Best wishes to them. We'll go from there. It's just scary to hear anyone getting it, really, just because. COVID-19, there's so many truthers out there and all these stupid people that are just talking the statistics of it being lower, how it's not as deadly as the flu, how all this crap, and it's just like, sucks. Wait till someone has it, and then all of a sudden it's going to be this big deal. And it's sad. We see that a lot in the news where it's some girl or guy being like, I just wish I took this more serious. It's like, yeah, bitch, like, you should have fucking taken it seriously. No shit. This is why everyone's in danger now around you fucker. But yeah, but that's it. Mr. Shiro, where can everybody find your stuff?
Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, at just Shiro Joestar, YouTube, Shiro Play 5.
Mr. Mallory, where can everyone find your stuff?
You can find me on Instagram. It's awesome_Mally.
John, where can everyone find your stuff as well as that Bandcamp one more time?
Gyarados, Ekis everywhere, and Sam the King at Bandcamp.
I have a bottle of water.
Sam the King.
You can find all my stuff at CD Rocker in all the places. SlimAsianEntertainment.com and DisconnectedCast.com. Water time.
Hydration is important.
Not relevant to the cast, but look,
what's up?
I felt something in my jacket. It's a coupon from Michigan from 2009.
From Michigan?
Yeah.
When did you go to Michigan?
I have never been that far north.
That's why you got at the thrift store.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thrifting. That's
my
how.
thrifting. My thrifting blazer. I needed new blazers.
Blazer's been to Michigan.
Did you pop some tags?
I did. There was the only reason we went is because they had a yellow tag sale. So everything I got today was 50% off.
Nice.
Oh yeah, it's always awesome when shops do that. I like
never paid cost. It never paid cost at a thrift store.
And make sure right now, especially, wash that shit. You should always wash that shit, but especially now, wash that shit if you go thrifting now.
I totally did.
You never know. Jared COVID was the last one to wear it.
I got to dry clean these.
Very good.
Yeah, I did Febreze.
I really wanted to. Nice. That's a good equivalent.
You go to like Pilgrim Cleaners, like, hey, can you dry clean this? They're like, yo,
right?
That's it. That's nasty right away.
Febreze with starch.
Yeah, Febreze and I Lysol sprayed, and I sprayed it.
What I will say is, I would like to wear clothes that are a little more, nice, highfalutin or whatever. But that is the problem. Is the care of them is definitely a lot. You actually got to give a shit.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
you can't just throw that bitch in the washer and the dryer right away and be like, all done.
And just the blazers, like everything else, I fucking.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. But that's what I mean. Like even something like that, I'd like to add, fancier layers, but it does take more work, or it gets dirty. One of the two, but yeah.
It always gets dirty.
No Man's Sky has announced that the next gen update or current gen update now is going to be free, which is good. I think any of these things that are making you buy new versions, like fuck right off. Even a game that I like Control. The fact that you have to buy that Ultimate Edition. So if you were a loyal person who bought the launch version and all the DLC, you can go fuck yourself. But if you waited, got all the DLC and whatever together at a lower price, you get the next gen update though because you bought the Ultimate Edition. Yeah. Now what I think that is, it's like it's a coding difference between the two, and they're just I don't know, they can't be fucked to put in the first one. I don't know. I'd like to give them some credit for whatever reason, but it's hard for me to justify it. I really can't justify it actually.
Yeah.
Speaking of which. I'm not going to talk about it in detail, but check out Jim Sterling's latest video that dropped at the time of recording, which is how $70 games are not justifiable, period. Anyone who tries to say that $70 games, there's a reason or under cost that you should or support the devs or whatever, he debunks all these bullshit reasons that someone's going to try to use to defend $70 games.
I mean, it's already shady that 60 is the norm.
Absolutely. I don't think it should be higher than 40. 40 for AAA, 20, 30 for indie or less, depending on what the dev wants to charge there. But I think 40 should be the top line for a AAA.
Personally,
games.
I think cut like 10 or 20 if you're doing digitally.
Absolutely, that's two. There should be a discount for digital, absolutely, because there's literally no production cost.
Yeah.
I'll say 30-50 for physical, 20-40 for digital.
There you go. So there's all our ratios for those keeping score. Doom Eternal got that launch date for Switch finally, December 8th. Not
Nice.
that far away. Gonna be cool. Looks great. You know, from the trailer, that's supposed to be the gameplay footage. From what I've seen in Doom 2016, I trust it. Sometimes you'll see, obviously, played up footage, but it looks good. It looks good. It's like, so with how good 2016 is, I have faith that they did a great job. Of course, no physical version. So those of you who do not have a big SD card will be a little fucked because it is 18 gigs base.
Wow.
So DLC or otherwise, you're going to be cranking on some other shit. So
Yeah.
I don't like the way the guy phrased it in the article, where he was just like, it's a flaw that it's so big. To me, it's like, not everyone is a physical gamer, and not everyone uses all, whatever.
Yeah.
I have a 256 card, not really worried about it at all, because 18 is barely a touch of that.
Yeah.
But, like, because just the way he phrased it, like, it was like, he didn't really use those words exactly, I'm being hyperbolic, but he basically tried to coin it in the title of it being a bad, Switch owners are fucked. Good luck with dealing with that space. It's like you just buy an SD card.
Yeah.
It's really not that big of a deal. You buy an SD
This is my Doom
card.
SD card.
It's not like Vita where you had the proprietary memory cards and you were fucked if you did, or PSP as well, and you were fucked if you couldn't just pop an SD card on there. I remember when Switch first announced they were just using micro SD cards. I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
I was really scared because it's a very Nintendo thing to do that also, to do memory cards. So I was just like, please don't. And they said micro SD. I'm like, oh god. Good.
That makes it super easy.
But yeah, so big game, but that means probably because they kept most of it intact, so it'll be really good. Switch had an update recently. One of the main things is you can move screenshots a little bit easier. You can either plug it into your PC now and yank that folder out, which you couldn't do before, or you can generate a QR code, snap it with the app on your phone, and transfer to your phone that way.
Oh, okay.
So a couple of options for moving your screenshots around, making it more to save instead of just having to put it on Facebook, having to put it on Twitter. Speaking of which, I didn't even realize until recently, because I wasn't sharing stuff for a while, that Facebook, like a year ago already now, I just realized it now, PlayStation pulled Facebook off of the console. I didn't even think about that, because I used to share directly to Facebook all the time when I was playing Spider-Man and stuff like that. And then, so I was trying to do it for Yakuza, because I haven't touched my PlayStation in a while, obviously. And then I was just like, and I'm going to share it to, YouTube or Twitter. The hell? I went and looked into it. Facebook apparently said they're trying to work terms with Sony, whatever the fuck that means. Probably means extorting for more money.
Right.
But they said, we hope to get that Facebook share feature back, but for now they haven't come to an agreement. So.
Yeah, fuck Facebook.
Nonsense, exactly. It was rumored for about a week. Now it's been officially confirmed. Control is coming to Xbox Game Pass.
Okay.
Awesome game. Part of the Alan Wake verse, if you want to call it that. It is
Wait, is it
actually
really?
tied together.
No shit.
Yeah, there's actually some really cool stuff that you learn in there about in the files and stuff like that. It's very important to read in that game because there's a lot of deep lore that actually refers to and calls back to Alan Wake.
I picked up Alan Wake for funs.
It's really good.
Yeah, I heard
Alan
it
Wake
was-
series is awesome.
It's in that realm of Deadly Prem, but not the
Yeah,
same,
yeah,
right?
it's not as janky, but yeah, it's really good. Let's see. Oh, in classic PlayStation style, PS5 didn't get rid of one of the quirks that their previous consoles have had. There is an other category on your PlayStation that takes up 100 gigs of your hard drive.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Everyone's assuming maybe resources, settings, cache, whatever.
Yeah.
No.
Sony,
No.
no statement, no comment.
No.
But yeah,
Do you feel
so
bad about that?
of
People who
your
bought the first one?
terabyte, 825 is actually usable. That makes sense for OS and everything, which actually would debunk that other theory.
Yeah.
That's for your OS, and everything like that. After the other 100 gig portion, you actually only have 667.2 gigs of your terabyte hard
What
drive
the
that's usable
fuck?
out of the box. What the fuck?
Cool, here's
What is
that,
it with the hard drive always doing some weird shit?
here's that extra 167 gigs.
That's just crazy to
Enjoy
think.
it.
Imagine you're buying a 1 terabyte console,
Right.
but by the time you get to almost half of the space is gone.
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening? It's weird.
That is weird.
Yeah.
PC Master
But yeah,
Race.
it's just marked as other, and again, Sony has yet to comment, but we'll see. There's no reports of Xbox. I don't know. I know when my Xbox One, obviously this isn't main that Series X did the same thing. I know from Xbox One, a majority of that hard drive was available. It was only a 500, but I think only like 60 of it or whatever was used for system and whatever.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad. It wasn't like 100 gigs.
Right, it wasn't that.
Because from what I've seen, the OS is literally just the Xbox tile system, just a little better running. But I don't know.
It's monitoring software.
In weird underground news, because obviously AO games or adults only games aren't very hitting the market in the news lines or whatever, because they're kind of so taboo. No one really makes them anymore because you got to either, like with Hatred. Hatred got hit with an AO, so they were only able to sell it through their website for the longest time. Now you can actually buy it through Steam, which is crazy, but it's one of the only adults only games on Steam. It's just edgy.
Wait, Leisure Suit Larry's aren't on there?
They are, but they don't really show anything. They're still rated M for mature.
I thought those were AOs.
No,
they don't really show sex or anything, so
it's just implies.
Why am I here?
Yeah, it just implies. A lot of it's just innuendo. The game's mostly innuendo because the whole game is basically about Larry never getting any, which is kind of the joke. Oof. But anyways,
side tangent again. Wasn't there a Conquer game that was an AO?
Yes, correct. Okay. Conquer's Bad Fur Day was AO originally, and then they changed and made them one for Nintendo because Nintendo said, not putting that shit on my console. Then they made a rated M version. Correct, yes. It was originally hit with an AO, and then they made a M version because it was too much.
Gotcha.
Yeah, very good memory. So the game, it's an adults-only game called Subverse, but the reason they're getting some attention is because they had an alt-right entertainer known as Arch Warhammer on there, who was just known for using all sorts of terminology. He was fighting with Developers Creative Assembly, calling them cucka beta leftists and just that kind of talk and everything. Yeah. And they had him on to represent the game.
Cope.
So they got called out. Now, of course, the developers of Subverse claim that they didn't know. We had no idea who this guy was. We just thought he had a good personality and we wanted him to talk about our game.
There's good people on
we
both
didn't
sides.
We didn't mean to get political or offend anybody or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why is that even Ubisoft, everyone is not political, it's not, it's always this nonsense. You didn't know. Really?
Couldn't have told.
This is like the THQ Nordic thing. Maybe they didn't know 8chan was a thing.
Maybe.
However, your HR department, your PR department might Google. Like, just a quick Google. Who the fuck is 8chan? Who the fuck is Arch Warhammer? I've never heard of that guy
especially
until
being THQ Nordic, like, there's too much of a correlation there.
Oh, God. But yeah, it was just weird when I heard about that. I was just like, is no one doing homework anymore?
No.
Now, of course, they are a very small studio working on an adults-only game that's going to hit no retail shelves, whatever. But they're still trying to get the heat off of them and claim they didn't know.
Yeah.
They didn't know. So, you know.
Yeah.
I would love for the developers of the Harry Potter game to just say they didn't know about J.K. Rowling. We didn't know.
We didn't know she was
She did what?
Since when?
What's a turf?
Oh, God. What else happened? More parts of the Switch system update, other than the ones I said already. Oh, you can finally do prioritization of downloads. So if you have a download queue, instead of it doing the last one you just did, now you can be like, okay, I know I queued 12 games, but put Super Mario at the beginning, or put a screen sheet at the beginning, or whatever. So now you can do that in system. You can also... I thought it did this already, but I was thinking about it too, why I would have to check this sometimes, but they also automatically have backup save data go to the cloud, because I thought it did that already.
Sure
but it was part of the patch notes.
Maybe they
but
No, I was pretty sure it already did that.
I'm pretty sure it did. I have to look exactly what they mean, because I swear it did that already. That's what I thought too. I thought it did it already. And then you also got 12 new Super Mario Bros. 35th anniversary icons.
Oh, nice.
I really, really wish, and I know why they don't, because they don't want a penis or something as your profile picture, but I really wish that they would just ban anyone who would do that and just let you upload your own thing. Like PlayStation. Now, you have to be my friend to see it, but do something like that. Like, I like how I do have custom everything, really. My whole theme and everything's customized, but only my friends can see it, so it's like, that's how it should be. But yeah, they still won't let you do that, but they added some more, so I guess. See, along with your ARMS characters, that's the thing. What if you don't like any of the Nintendo franchises? Then you're kind of fucked there, because it only has Zelda, Animal Crossing, and whatever.
You got Dry Bones, baby.
Yeah, Dry Bones I think is on there, which is, I think, cool. At least you get to do that. You could do that. Yeah, Dry Bones is cool. In time for Pokemon Day, February 27th, there's going to be a $100 metal replica Pokeball coming out.
Wow.
Comes in a nice fancy box. It has the type of thing where when you open it, it lifts it a bit. Like, it has that, it's
cool.
like, you know.
Does it make the sound of psh?
Unfortunately, it doesn't. It just lights up.
Boo.
The funny thing is, because we live in 2020, they had to put a disclaimer. Among all the descriptions of what it does, lights LED light up, collector's box, blah, blah, blah. It says, please do not throw it. It is a die-cast adults replica.
Don't throw it at
Not
your
a
dog.
fucking actual Pokeball toy. Do not fucking throw this hunk of literal metal, by the way.
Yeah.
It's all die-cast metal.
Kids
You
acting
probably,
up, time to
you know,
fucking catch
boom.
'em.
That basically be it. I just think it's funny that it has it. Like they probably didn't have
It's
to
gonna
put that,
replace
but the
La
fact that they felt
know,
for
right?
legal
When they hit you
reasons
with
they
a
should.
Pokeball.
It's really sad that that's even a fucking thing. But it looks cool. I wouldn't personally buy it because I don't give a fuck about the Pokeball that much. I like Pokemon, but me, I'd want like a life-size Bulbasaur plush or something like that. I'm not really going to buy a Pokeball that just sits there and lights up.
Yeah.
That should be
Cool,
nice.
it doesn't like
I
the
kinda
show.
feel like we should have a
Life-size Bulbasaur
gold
wouldn't be about this
Pokemon,
big.
Yeah, it's not even that big,
Gold-
exactly. That's why I would like it.
Pokeball battle.
Yeah, just throw it. Yeah, we'll all buy a $100 Pokeball and throw it at each other.
Gosh.
Just because.
Wait, so a life-size? How big is a life-size Pokeball? I'm curious.
Probably
now.
the size.
It's just it's just the size of your palm, basically.
What's a 10-year-old's hand? Now I really want to know.
I would assume smaller because of a kid's hand.
Yeah, it's just what I'm saying.
No, it's an
Yeah.
adult replica.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not made for
Yeah,
kids.
I would
It even
say-
says specifically not
Not
for
for
kids.
kids.
Yeah,
Right.
because the
Yeah,
kid
but
might
they
kill himself with
expand
it
too
because they'll
because
choke
they
on it and hit
shrink when you
themselves.
But
put
yeah,
them
but
on
now
your
I'm
belt.
like
See?
thinking like
Yeah, 'cause-
super
Yeah.
meta, like
Right.
in
Yes.
the
Yeah,
world of
it's
Pokemon.
the expanded size.
it's-
No, okay, but I'm
when
wondering, like,
you're
what that
going to
is
throw
now.
it.
Okay, it's this, John. So those who weren't looking, I was holding my nuts. I forgot if we talked about this on the cast, but I forgot if I did. But I'll still mention it anyways because relevant to what I was talking about earlier. The Yakuza director of the Yakuza games has said he wants to work on a Sonic game. And as far as I'm,
Cool.
I talked because I think I talked to Josh off thing first. So I just wanted to make sure I talked about it on here. Because if that's the case, if they couldn't do any worse now compared to all the trash that's out there already Sonic-wise. So, if anything, it'd be a good one. So hopefully that's a thing.
Weird deja vu.
Yakuza just got a patch yesterday.
Oh.
And the funny thing is, it was a pretty essential thing they missed out that a lot of players, including myself, didn't even notice was missing because we were just having such fun playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
They patched in the indicator that shows whether or not they're weak to the attack you're using. I all just kind of guessed and used it anyways because, fatter opponents are more susceptible to like your lighter punches, so you got to use something a little heavier or your special attacks on them. Lighter guys are weak to everything, so on and so forth. That was missing, and then that just got patched in. And I remember I was playing earlier, and I was just like, what the fuck, it says it now? I just guessed. Because when you eventually use it, it would show on the final attack screen whether or not it was, but it wouldn't show on them, which makes more sense to have it while you're thinking about what attack to use on them. So they patched that in, which has apparently been in the Japanese version since launch. It just somehow skipped the American code, apparently.
Okay.
So that was one of the minor things that was missing. But aside that, the game functions so well since launch that's it. That's the only thing they really added. According to Square Enix's quarterly report, they're sad to say that Marvel's Avengers didn't quite sell to expectation.
What?
No?
No shit.
What do you know? If you carve a game out and sell bullshit scraps for full price, it doesn't do well.
Are you sure that's how that works?
It's just crazy the fact that they even said this in a report.
Right? Like,
It didn't sell well
You
enough.
didn't
Like,
have to
fucking no
state
shit,
that.
idiot.
we already knew.
So I forgot this was a thing. I remember reading this article 20 years ago because it was stupid.
Yeah.
20 years,
But
Jesus.
Uri Geller, spoon-bending magician,
yeah.
who got Kadabra
man.
removed from the TCG for the last 20 years.
Hold on.
That's why Kadabra hasn't been a card in TCG for 20 years is because of this guy.
Yeah.
Sued because apparently Kadabra doesn't just use the same looking spoon that he uses that he bends. It also stole its likeness, according to him.
Okay.
This guy looks he looks like a white prick. He doesn't look anything like that.
There's
But
deeper
apparently,
meaning to that. So apparently the whole thing that he came up... I'm sorry, I don't mean to undercut
No,
you.
go.
But it actually is like... He's a little valid in that because the lightning bolts on Kadabra's belly, he also was like, that could be misconstrued as SS symbols. So he took it to a Semitic realm.
Yeah, because he's Jewish, right?
Yeah, Uri Geller is Jewish. He's
Also,
Jewish,
the
who he is.
Japanese name of Kadabra sounds very similar.
Oh,
to his
really?
name.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like he had a valid like point in all
so
this.
why didn't he get removed from the game? Why just go after the TCG that no one gives a fuck about?
No idea.
That 3 people left on Earth.
I do
give
think it
shit
was a
about.
bit weird, though, in his tweet. He said,
Yeah.
my hashtag Kadabra.
Yeah, so he
I
said
saw
that.
that, yeah,
So he
I was
said
Yeah,
that.
I was just
and
like,
here-
that's a little cringy.
And
No,
here's,
don't take
oh,
credit
you think
back.
that's cringy?
Don't take
That's good
credit.
compared to the actual quote that he
Yeah.
gave. When he rescinded the lawsuit as a favor to Nintendo and Pokemon fans, according to him, as a favor to Pokemon fans and Nintendo, he said this: I am truly sorry for what I did 20 years ago. kids and grown-ups, I'm releasing the ban. It's now all up to Nintendo to bring Kadabra Pokemon cards back. It will probably be one of the rarest cards now. Much energy and love to all. Would someone curb stop this guy already?
Oh, but
Fuck this guy.
and then he links to his museum. Yeah, it's one of those weird things where it's
relevancy. I need some.
Yeah, it's a weird thing where
Give me a bit of that.
you read the backstory and you're like, okay, I get where he's coming from,
And then you read his attitude.
and then and it's like, okay, he's kind of being a dickhead.
20 years.
He's still being a dickhead. Yeah, no, I remember that whole thing.
20 years and he's like mooning you while he's apologizing, basically. That's basically what he was doing.
We're sorry.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Fuck him 20 years ago and fuck him right now. Interestingly enough, some Saudi Arabian investors are acquiring a major stake in SNK games. So we will see where that goes. At least it's not Tencent. But Saudi Arabian investors aren't much better.
I think I overheard. I think I overheard someone say it was like 51%.
Yes,
Jesus.
So, and the reason for people that were asking me that about Tencent as well, why do they just do 51%? You become majority stakeholder.
Yeah.
So you still get the final saying basically everything.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. 1%.
Without having to put that much bankroll out.
Yeah, you just get that 1 extra percent.
Exactly, and then you become the major shareholder. So that's why.
Stupid.
Tencent, it's not that Tencent couldn't afford to buy the whole fucking company. They could, but it's easier to do it when you own it, you have the last say, and you don't have to take all the financial responsibility.
The semblance of control.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's upsetting, especially considering, King of Fighters is cool.
It's a fucking great game, my favorite fighting game, actually. So that's really sad.
Iron Sheik.
Hopefully they don't just turn it into
main character.
Hopefully they don't just turn it into fucking slot machines or whatever, and then that's all they do from now on. Oil and King of Fighters themed slot machines.
Well, there's also just the whole I could buy King of Fighters, but the Prince of Saudi Arabia is going to be getting more money.
Yeah, there's that too. Exactly.
He needs it, guys.
He needs it, just like Bobby Kotick needs your.
Wait, which prince?
Right? Oh, it doesn't matter. They're all shitty, probably.
Yeah,
in good news, Dead Cells is getting another DLC, but the way they do it is nice. Not just as the base game, only $30, or you can get it on a good sale for $15 to $20, which is worth it. But the first DLC was $5 for a good amount of content, and you're getting another $5 DLC for even more good amount of content. So, good stuff. Dead Cells, awesome roguelike game. One of the ones that I'm really a fan of because the progression system, even though you're literally, every time you die, you literally go all the way back to the beginning. But if you do get far enough in each run, you do get that weapon or that ability that makes it just that much easier. Before, I would struggle against the first boss. Now I just stomp his ass and move on and then kind of go from there. So you do eventually build up where you get to that point where you can really just speed run the first few levels, and then eventually you will start seeing some new stuff, which is really cool. But, this one's really awesome. It's called, the first DLC earlier this year is called Bad Seed. This new one coming out early next year is going to be Fatal Falls. So it's going to add 2 new environments, as well as remixing and rearranging some stuff you may have memorized that will now be a surprise. Yes. So you're going to get to see that. More Doom Eternal news. It's coming to Game Pass on PC. On PC.
It already is, yeah.
Not Game Pass. Unfortunately, not all Game Passes, but Game Pass on PC will be getting Doom Eternal. Still worth it, though, because Doom Eternal looks beautiful on fucking PC, especially.
Yeah, it's on Xbox. I saw it the other day.
On Game Pass?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Good.
Yeah.
It's coming to... So it's already there now, and so now the PC is getting it on there, too. Well, because I do know there are some game differences between the passes, so you gotta be careful with that.
No, that's only been like 3 days. Like, I saw that, I was super stoked. I'm like, fuck yeah, I don't have to buy it.
Swery's brand new game, not Deadly Premonition again, but The Good Life, which had it wasn't Kickstarter, but it was some Japanese crowdfunding site from like a few years ago, is finally, I've been following that game. I didn't even follow it from ground zero, and I've been following that game for about almost 3 years now. Swery takes some time sometimes, unfortunately. It's going to be aiming to come out summer 2021, so we'll see. Basically, you play as this different characters who also have animal personas that they transform into. Sometimes you'll need to be the animal form, sometimes you need to be the human form, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. Swery's a trippy dude. Sometimes he makes really serious dark stuff, like fucking J.J. Macfield and the Mr. Blah, 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 the long-ass title of a game. And then other times he makes Deadly Premonition 2, which is just a bad, or a not as good version of Deadly Premonition 1. Deadly Premonition 2 is a sad one, because I liked it personally, but I cannot recommend it like I could 1. Whereas 1, I could say, you might like it, but you really got to get through that hurdle of handicaps, because it does get good. The narrative picks up, or you will care about these characters or whatever. I could easily say that about 1. With 2, I can only say, if you really liked 1, you should play 2. If you didn't really like 1, you probably won't care about 2. Which sucks, because, without spoiling it, 2's ending is worth playing the whole game if you even kind of like 1, because it is tied into the first game, and it is an epic ending. A shame it takes like 40 hours to get there, unfortunately, because the game is pretty sluggish, where they remove your car and give you a skateboard. They do all these menial things that unfortunately denigrate the game's quality, unfortunately. I still, when I saw some of these articles, I still don't see the crippling technical problems that some of these reviewers are talking about, including Jim. Unfortunately, I have to disagree with Jim there, where I'm like, the way he talked about how broken the second game was, I didn't find it that broken. The audio was a little crispy and cuts out every once in a while before they did that first patch. But that's the only technical foible I noticed that was any worse than the first game. As far as I saw, it just reminded me of the first game. But everyone seems to not agree, so whatever. I guess I'm wrong. But The Good Life is looking for summer 2021 launch. Hopefully it'll be fun. I do know, the reason I brought up Deadly Premonition 2 was some people did note that even in the gameplay trailer for The Good Life, it looks really rough. Like, you see it drop below 30. Ooh. And it's like, if your tech trailer's doing that, problemo. So hopefully they get that ironed out. I really, really hope that's just a pre-launch thing, but we'll see. Animal Crossing is the most successful Japanese-produced Nintendo release since 2006's New Super Mario Bros.
Wow. Oh, wow.
26 million units to date.
Woohoo!
That is
pandemic.
This is crazy. Now, that did have a lot to do with it. I will say, there are some people like, that's not fair. Hey, buddy, your game could have sold 26 million, but it didn't, did it? So it's one of those things where, tough shit. But yeah, no, but congrats. And again, Animal Crossing is a great game. And in fact, of all the games that has come out during the pandemic, Animal Crossing is a great one if you really are stuck in a lot of fucking time. It's a good one to kill time with. Not for everybody. I do know a few people, including Aaron of Aaron Plays, who just couldn't get into it. They tried. They really, really tried, but just wasn't their cup of tea.
Keep your kids busy.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's also a good keep your kids busy game. Yeah. So I didn't know they had Red Dead Online standalone. Apparently they do, because... Wow. I don't know. I didn't think it was that good. I could almost see them doing the GTA multiplayer standalone until that just got crippled with microtransactions, unfortunately. Yeah. But the Red Dead was bleh. It's boring. I don't know. I wouldn't want to play that any more than I have to. Yeah. But yeah, now it's a standalone, and you can also buy it at a discount because
that's weird.
Yeah.
I remember, I kind of messed around with Red Dead Redemption's online, and I didn't get it.
Yeah, 2 is even more what they did with Red Dead 2 is they took the first one, the brilliance of the first one, and said, let's make it unnecessarily long and droll. Because the cowboy basically becomes a Tamagotchi at that point. So in the first one, you had a few things you had to keep track of, but in the Deadly... damn, I keep saying Deadly Premonition. In Red Dead 2, you have to make sure he doesn't get a cold. The weather's to it. Put on a jacket, or else you're going to get a cold while running through the thing. Oh, watch out, you're going to... you hurt your leg. Now you got to go take care of that leg. And then why is the leg? You got dysentery. You might as well. At that point, there's so much stuff that can go wrong with this guy who sometimes when he's just standing there might trip. You tripped and you hurt your arm. Now you got to go see the doctor. And it becomes it's almost a joke of how much I almost want to praise the in-depth of what can happen to your character, but at the same time, I'm just I don't have time for this. I'm trying to complete this mission. There's these bandits on my ass. My infamy is super high, so the law keeps coming after me, and I got a cold. Fuck off. I can die from this. Really. It just gets really annoying.
I was going to say that's great that you detailed that, because I have no idea. I never played RDR2, but every time I log into PlayStation, one of my homies is always just, RDR2, such and such is moseying.
Yeah, see?
Dude, every time.
Moseying is pretty much all you do in that fucking game. It's really boring. Funny thing that happened to someone recently. Okay, I'll let you do your thing. I'm gonna filibuster because I did want to talk to you about this also. All good. But yeah, I mean, Red Dead 1 was brilliant. Don't get me wrong. I loved Red Dead 1. Yeah, I think we all really liked it when we played it back then.
I still never finished it, but no, it was really great.
Even the zombie expansion was cool.
Oh, didn't get to play that.
Yeah, that one was pretty awesome.
I know my brother enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's a nice because I have people when they hear my criticisms of 2, they go, well, it's a Western thing. It's supposed to be slow. I go, it's not supposed to be this slow and annoying. Right. I get it. The first one was very molasses paste. But it worked in the theme, and the characters were so great. The characters, I gave a shit what was going to happen to them. In 2, I just get so pissed with the mechanics, I'm just kind of like, alright, you know what, whatever, dude. Die, I don't give a shit anymore. I'm just going to turn off this game and play something else.
You're going to the Oregon Trail. I no longer care.
Yeah.
Sadly, I just really lost attention, because I remember I was really looking forward to Red Dead 2,
Then it got
because
delayed.
I loved Red Dead Redemption 1.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then it got delayed, I didn't pick it up during launch, and then just hearing people talk about it, I was
sounds-
like, I think I'm over it.
Yep.
Like,
And that's a very, very fair thing. If you ever see a really cheap copy and you just kind of want to see what the criticisms are about and see if you agree, that'd be the only reason I could honestly say it'd be worth getting.
I know.
A little wholesome story. A first-time Souls player playing Demon Souls on PS5, first Souls game ever, having a blast. Beat one of the bosses that gives you an achievement. When he went back to check out this achievement, he realized a clip had been recorded, because it records clips whenever you get an achievement, kind of like how PlayStation 4 takes a screenshot whenever you, or you can turn that off if you want, but it takes a screenshot whenever you get an achievement. This records audio from your microphone and takes that clip using that audio.
Man.
So you hear it. Thank God he didn't say a racial slur or anything, but he was just like happy. He was just like, yeah, woo, duh, yeah. And I was just like, then he posted it on Twitter and was just like, yeah, I didn't know that the mic records you while you get an achievement. And I was just laughing. I was just like, yeah, that's a little weird.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's cool that it records the clip.
Yeah.
Because there's some parts of Yakuza that when I got an achievement, I was like, oh, that would have been so perfect if it recorded the clip while I was doing that achievement.
Yeah.
But I need it hearing me if I just like,
I
I just rip a fart while I'm fucking getting the achievement and I'm just like, oh god, or some of these kids that are rage playing COD and they get an achievement here, and then I'm just like, oh god. That's a little weird. You can turn it off, of course, but it's weird that it defaults to that. Sony does all this weird recording without your consent shit by default instead of something you need to turn on and consent to. They just kind of like, record this, record that, record your voice without telling you. And it's just kind of like,
hey man, you bought the system. What'd you expect?
God, I hate
See,
that.
that's
still
that.
not
I
gonna-
bet
still
that's
not
what
gonna
that 100 gigs are for.
fucks with
Yeah,
it.
the 100 gigs
no.
is just pre-recording shit. Maybe it's a really big cache, but yeah.
Jeez.
And then finally, because we don't end on good news here at Disconnected Cast,
Yay.
because that would have been a good story to end on, but no.
Yeah. No.
We're going to end on this huge news bombshell.
Oh no!
Bungie has canceled Trials of Osiris again.
What the?
It was slated to come up. Everyone was getting hyped. Trials of Osiris is finally coming back in Destiny 2 and canceled. Postponed for a different time.
So never.
No.
What the fuck,
And-
man?
So one of the only modes anyone gives a fuck about in
Right.
Destiny, and
Seriously?
it's Sparrow has not come back. By the way, Sparrow Racing
No.
League has not come back, and Trials just keeps getting teased and then canceled.
Suck it.
It's like that carrot.
Yet there's still some people. If you log on, maybe not your friends list, but if you log online and you look at who's playing a game right now, you can still see there's still people playing Destiny 2 and Fallout 76. Now, Fallout 76 apparently dropped a DLC, but also did some quality of life changes. Apparently. Now, my friend is very generous on Discord, so I love her to death, but I am going to take her word with a very light grain of salt, because she just likes to have fun. She's not necessarily a critical person. She says it's gotten a lot better. She says it's fun. I don't know yet, though. I'm still a little scared, because what I saw from Fallout 76 with people just clipping through hills and
Yeah, it's
there
not
being
pretty.
nothing to do, and
T-pose
apparently
your
what
way
they've
around.
done to really fill it out a bit, they've added more. They added quest-giving NPCs instead of just disembodied holotapes and everything. So
Right.
they've basically tried to make it more like Fallout 4. Just you can play with friends now. That's all I honestly wanted from the beginning, was just Fallout 4 that I could play with some homies.
Not the
That's all I asked for.
dumpster fire
Yeah, it
that
wasn't
we
just
kept
the dumpster fire instead.
Tell
With
me
the moldy
lies,
helmets I was telling
tell me
people.
sweet
And then on top of
lies.
that, the nothing to do. But
It's just so mind blowing because they have ESO.
that's the thing. The fact that they fucked up,
You have
the fact that they
ESO,
fucked
and
up
you're fucking
ESO,
this shit up.
fixed the ESO, and made it good even, and then just all they had to do was copy that for Fallout. Because that's literally anyone that was talking about Fallout 76. Because I honestly thought about pre-ordering it. I got really lucky and dodged a bullet there.
You wanted
I
that
forgot what other
burlap
game.
sack.
I forgot what other game I bought. And I know it was just the basic edition, but
Okay. Not the helmet filled with mold.
no, not the helmet full of mold. But I wasn't the only one that was hyped
Jeez.
about it at the time, because you got to understand, Fallout 4 wasn't that old when they announced this game.
Yeah, it was
So
like 2 years,
I was
right?
still, even though everyone's kind of like, yeah, I think so, something like that. Wait, what? 2 years after
2
you
years
mean?
post?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was still kind of on that Fallout 4 high where I'm just like, you know what, this is still a bad Fallout game, primarily because of the ambiguous messages and responses where you're just
Great,
like,
I love Fallout 4.
where it says like, question citizen. Oh, that sounds good. Question citizen. Fuck you, man. Let's start a fight. Do. I'm like, what the fuck was that? That did not say that. It said talk to them. What the fuck? And then now we started to fight.
I'm on hello and
But I remember that I was really on the high of that, and me and a few friends were just like, we're all gonna get it at launch when it comes out. It's gonna be dope. We're gonna play multiplayer fucking Fallout.
Right.
Then it came out and we heard about it and we're just like, whoo! Glad we didn't do that. But yeah, so yeah, exactly. So basically, my whole point being is we are now in a version of 2020 where Fallout 76 is more playable than Destiny 2. There we go. That's the world we live in now.
This year's fucking wild.
It's weird. Yeah, it's been a wild year. With that being said, you all stay safe. This episode will be out sometime at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And until then, we will catch you guys later. Bye!
Bye!
Bye.